Digestive system. Definition: the human digestive system is a complex series of organs and glands that process food. In order to use the food we eat, our body has to break the fat down into smaller molecules that it can process. It also has to excrete waste. The digestive system is essentially a long, twisting tube that runs from the mouth to the anus, plus a few other organs, like the liver and pancreas, that process or store digestive chemicals.
In digestion, food is changed by the organs into a soluble form to be absorbed by the body. Food in the mouth is mixed with saliva. Saliva begins to dissolve the food as the teeth grind and cut it. Food is forced back into the throat, pharynx, by the tongue. Food in the pharynx stimulates the swallowing reflex. The larynx is pulled upward to meet the epiglottis and seal off the trachea. Food goes from the pharynx to the esophagus. Food moves down the esophagus by peristalsis. The peristaltic wave reaches the esophageal sphincter and food enters the stomach. The unique muscular structure of the stomach breaks up the food into small pieces called chyme. Chyme exits through the pyloric sphincter into the duodenum of the small intestine. The major portion of absorption and digestion occurs in the small intestine. The mucosa secrete enzymes that supplement the digestive enzymes of the pancreas and liver. This completes the chemical process of digestion. The walls are covered with villi where nutrient absorption takes place. The structure of each villus contains a capillary and lacteal to pick up the digested nutrients. The nutrients are now transported by the blood to all the cells of the body. The undigested food reaches the ileocecal valve and enters the large intestine or colon. The colon absorbs water, manufactures vitamins, produces mucus, and forms and expels feces. Mass peristalsis pushes the feces into the rectum, which stimulates the defecation reflex.
Applications in medicine. The start of the process the mouth. The digestive process begins in the mouth. Food is partly broken down by the process of chewing and by the chemical action of salivary enzymes. These enzymes are produced by the salivary glands and break down stretch into smaller molecules.
You love to eat. I love to eat. We all love to eat. But which body system breaks down and handles food? That would be...
Ooh, the digestive system.
Yes, very good. The digestive system is made up of organs that work together to break down foods and turn them into energy that help your body to work and grow. The digestive system includes...
The mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Esophagus?
Yes.
Liver?
Very good.
Stomach?
Mm-hmm.
Gallbladder?
Yes.
Pancreas?
Mm.
Large intestine?
Yes.
Small intestine?
And?
The rectum.
Yes, yes, very good, right. Many of these organs help to make up this system's digestive tract, a long muscular tube that starts at the mouth.
Where are you taking food?
Right, and ends with...
The anus, where feces or poop comes out.
Yes, quite right. This tube is in fact about 30 feet long in adults. The journey of that apple you ate after school begins at the mouth where it's cut and mashed and ground into small pieces by your teeth, and saliva begins the digestive process with the help of It helps you swallow.
Oh, the tongue.
Yes, yes, very good. The food moves into the throat and then down into...
The esophagus?
Yes, a soft tube that empties into the stomach. Once it reaches the stomach, mashed up food particles begin to mix with stomach acids.
And enzymes.
Oh, yes, I know. I hadn't quite gotten there yet. From the stomach, the mashed up food moves into the soft, long tube known as...
The intestine.
Yes, where most of the digestion takes place. The liver makes a bitter yellow-green fluid.
Called bile.
Yes, bile and digestive enzymes from the
pancreas help release the nutrients from your food so they can be absorbed and circulated around your body in the bloodstream.
Yes, let's try to remember who's teaching here. The blood brings the fats, proteins, and carbohydrates,
including sugars,
to the liver, which helps make them into building blocks the body needs to work and grow. The liver also helps remove harmful substances from the blood.
Where does it go?
Well, what isn't needed moves on to the part of the intestine called...
the large intestine, where water is removed from the mix and feces are formed. Ew.
Right. Next, it's the job of the rectum to pass what your body doesn't need out through the anus.
That happens when you poop.
Quite right. Very good. Jolly good show. Star student. Wonderfully done. Masterful.
On the way to the stomach, the esophagus, the food enters the stomach. The esophagus is a long tube that runs from the mouth to the stomach. It uses rhythmic, wave-like muscle movements called peristalsis to force food from the throat into the stomach. In the stomach. The stomach is a large, sarge-like organ that churns the food and bathes in a very strong acid, gastric acid. Food in the stomach that is partly digested and mixed with stomach acid is called chyme. In the small intestine. After being in the stomach, food enters the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. In the large intestine, after passing through the small intestine, food passes into the large intestine. In the large intestine, some of the water and electrolytes, chemicals like sodium, are removed from the food, then travels upward in the ascending column. The end of process. Solid waste is then stored in the rectum until it is excreted via the anus. Pros and cons. Advantage: decreased gastric symptoms and reduces the risk of colon cancer. Prevents obesity. Aids digestion. Promotes intestinal transmit regulation, bowel habits, and preventing constipation, reducing the risk of colon cancer. Disadvantage: gastroesophageal reflux. Exercise can increase reflux according to the type of exercise and food intake prior. Diarrhea. Acute diarrhea caused by exercise can be considered physiological and related lead to starts of dehydration of or loss of balance of electrolytes and tends to reverse by itself. Gastrointestinal bleeding is multifactorial. On the one hand, it is caused by the redirection of blood flow to the body.
Now that you have seen the normal anatomy, let's look at some problems that can occur. The pancreatic and bile ducts are hollow tubes that allow important fluids to travel from the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder into the small intestine. Sometimes ducts can narrow or become blocked. When this happens, these important fluids either get stuck in one of the ducts or only a small amount goes through. The most common reason for blockage is gallstones. However, abnormal growths, previous surgeries, inflammation, or infection can also cause a narrowing or blockage. Gallstones are small, hard masses made of cholesterol and bile salts that form in the gallbladder or in the bile duct. It is uncertain why some people form gallstones, and there is no known way to prevent them. If these stones block the bile duct, you will experience abdominal pain and jaundice, which is a yellowing of the skin. These examples represent some of the more common problems that can develop. However, there are many other problems that can occur in this area. Your doctor will be able to describe to you what might be causing your symptoms and the abnormal findings associated with them.
Digestive. Gastrointestinal disorders. Abdominal pain. The pain can occur anywhere in the digestive tract, from the mouth or throat to pelvis and rectum. Dyspepsia. Difficult or painful result of the failure of any phase of the normal digestive process, digestion, indigestion, and heartburn. Indigestion is a common term used to describe physical discomfort of the upper gastrointestinal tract associated with the ingestion of blood and fluids. Colic pain. Acute abdominal pain. It is a symptom of other disorders. Diarrhea. Change in bowel habits that is accompanied by semi-liquid stools. Flatulence. Presence of excessive amounts of gas in the stomach or intestine.
In digestion, food is changed by the organs into a soluble form to be absorbed by the body. Food in the mouth is mixed with saliva. Saliva begins to dissolve the food as the teeth grind and cut it. Food is forced back into the throat, pharynx, by the tongue. Food in the pharynx stimulates the swallowing reflex. The larynx is pulled upward to meet the epiglottis and seal off the trachea. Food goes from the pharynx to the esophagus. Food moves down the esophagus by peristalsis. The peristaltic wave reaches the esophageal sphincter and food enters the stomach. The unique muscular structure of the stomach breaks up the food into small pieces called chyme. Chyme exits through the pyloric sphincter into the duodenum of the small intestine. The major portion of absorption and digestion occurs in the small intestine. The mucosa secrete enzymes that supplement the digestive enzymes of the pancreas and liver. This completes the chemical process of digestion. The walls are covered with villi where nutrient absorption takes place. The structure of each villus contains a capillary and lacteal to pick up the digested nutrients. The nutrients are now transported by the blood to all the cells of the body. The undigested food reaches the ileocecal valve and enters the large intestine, or colon. The colon absorbs water, manufactures vitamins, produces mucus, and forms and expels feces. Mass peristalsis pushes the feces into the rectum, which stimulates the defecation reflex.
Calculation. Most gallstones are not accompanied by symptoms. Stones blocking the tubes that connect to liver to the gallbladder and small intestine can be very painful and potentially dangerous. Gastritis. Acute or chronic inflammation of the stomach lining. Irritable colon, also called irritable bowel or spastic colon, a process in which episodes of alternating constipation and diarrhea accompanied by severe abdominal pain and the variety of symptoms. Syndrome of unknown cause. Appendicitis. Acute inflammation of the vermiform appendix, tube 1–2 cm in diameter and 5–15 cm in length with an shaped pod and broad of the second, first portion of the large intestine. Peritonitis. Cancer. Tissue growth produced by continued proliferation of abdominal cells capable of invasion and destruction of the other tissues. Prevention of digestive system disease. Create a habit of drinking water throughout the day. Trade in your chips and cookies for fresh fruits and vegetables. Research possible food allergens that you may unknowingly have. Visit with your doctor to see if you suffer from certain food intolerance or sensitivity. Develop a support system for your gastrointestinal barrier by eating food sources rich in choline. Establish tactics to manage and reduce stress in your daily life. Stress is a high contributing factor in development of digestive disorders. Try yoga or meditation to slow down, relax, and promote a healthy digestive system.